Hey guys, Sod Phase 7 is here, and with it, the incredible new dungeon, Karazhan Crypts. The dungeon itself holds a ton of secrets, so this guide will help ensure you and your group don't miss out on any bosses, loot, or hidden secrets that you're sure to want to grab. Okay, let's super quickly go over the Attunement. You start the Attunement quest chain in Eastern Plaguelands at Light's Hope Chapel, talking to the bounty board outside, which will take you to outside the crypt itself in Deadwind Pass. From here, you talk to an NPC which tasks you with finding another NPC in the north edge of Deadwind Pass. So we ride north, talk to this NPC, and we get the quest Seeking Survivors. From here, it doesn't give us a lot of guidance, but you're looking for this ogre cave far to the southeast. At the back of this cave, you'll see an NPC in a cage. Talk to him, and he tasks you to set him free. So we kill some ogres for a key, or if you're lucky, someone else will, and once he's free, we return to the NPC in the north camp. He gives us his story about the crypts, quite spooky, and then we talk to another NPC and get the quest The Hypothesis. This one requires a few different materials from around the world. First, we'll kill any Red Dragon elite NPC in Grim Batol in the wetlands for a Flame of Life. Not bad, maybe bring a group. Second, the Ironwood Branch. This is inside the Demonfall Canyon dungeon, which you do need to be attuned for, so make sure you have that trinket on you and kill Grimroot, the first tree boss to the left. Alternatively, if you aren't attuned and can't be bothered, you can kill Tendrous Warpwood, the tree boss in Dire Maul West. Either way works. Okay, 2 down, 1 to go. We're now looking for the Enthusiastic Wisp, an NPC far, far to the south in Dark Whisper Gorge, around coordinates 5090, and we get the item that we're looking for. Once you've got all three, head back to Dark Whisper Gorge and turn your quest in and get the torch, which you'll bring to the crypt, test the torch, and dispel the magic barrier blocking it, and then we return with your findings back north, and finally are able to enter the crypt itself. Okay, so this dungeon has 12 bosses, but you actually will only be able to fight 6 on any given day, because there's a couple events, namely the Opera and the Mad Prisoner, that you only fight one of in a given set of bosses, so you'll have to come back to see more. Alright, the main mechanic of this place is the enchanted torch and the light that it throws. One player will be your torchbearer, and if you run out of range of the light that player is creating, you receive a debuff that takes a small amount of damage on you, as well as shrouding you in darkness. Additionally, enemies will be untargetable until they're illuminated by some amount of light, so be careful as you approach a new room, because it's likely full of enemies that you just can't see yet. Okay, we enter the dungeon, elect a torchbearer, and start to head in. This place does a lot of damage and the enemies have a ton of HP, so I'd recommend some level of world buffs if you can manage them, as well as some more consumables, especially early on as you're learning the place. Alright, so we head inside, down this ramp, and have a choice of different rooms that we can tackle first. This place is super maze-like, so until you know the layout very well, just stick together with your torchbearer and go slow and steady. Throughout this whole dungeon, you'll want to be on the lookout for some weapons on the floor, 3 in total, a staff, sword, and scythe. These will summon a boss later on, so keep your eyes peeled. Alright, like I said, we head inside, down the first hallway called the Pauper's Walk, clear some trash, and enter this large area with tombs blocked off by gates. You'll alert an NPC who summons a warden, we kill it for the portcullis key, and then from here we can choose one of 3 NPCs to free, and spoiler alert, kill. We elected to free Sarah here, but there are 2 others, Kagi or Barain, that each have different caster abilities. Now this boss isn't too bad, just don't stand in stuff and take it out. So we finish off the boss here. You'll actually return to this room later on once you've found the 3 mysterious relic weapons that I mentioned earlier, so keep an eye out for those. But until then, turn around and head back down to the Pauper's Walk and make your way down into this big room with a few banshees flying around overhead. Now this room has a ton of trash in it, so go slowly and steadily, pulling 1 pack at a time and being careful of the NPCs that are on fire. When they die, their corpses leave some fire on the ground, giving you some limited light, which can be handy, and at the center of the room near the crashed carriage is an NPC called the Gravekeeper. Kill him and loot your opera ticket. From here, we head to the back left of the room and enter the opera area. And whoever has your ticket will talk to Edgar, present it, and then you move inside for the opera event. One of a few different bosses will spawn. We got the goblins, but this should change daily. Once this boss goes down, grab the chest in the back and then move to the big room and across to the spooky water. Down we go, and straight across from here, you'll see the big fiery bone bastard, Harbinger of Sin. Now this guy is stationary, kind of like Ragnaros, so you want to stick together and blast him on pull, and when the hellfires begin to go out on your party, you can move left or right as a group out of them. Eventually, he'll cast Pull of the Damned, a retail-like mechanic that will yoink your party in toward him. So just run away once he casts this, resisting the pull, because he's about to cast the giant AoE ability Inferno that will do huge damage in a big circle around him. Run out of the circle, let it go off, and then return into the boss and continue fighting him, continuing the cycle until he goes down. Alright, we'll check the room for a weapon on the ground for that one boss I mentioned previously before returning to the water area and heading down and through the secret passage on the bottom into a spider-infested area. We move through the antechamber and use our torch to burn away this web and enter the Tomb of the Unrepentant, an egg sac-filled room and the Chamber of Creeping Malison, a giant purple spider. Now this guy isn't too bad. Over time, he will summon more and more cursed spiderlings. We're going to ignore these because if you move the boss over to one of the various webbed trees, you can use your torch to light the web up and scare the little spiders away, which will cause them to run away and let you focus on the boss temporarily. There are 4 different web trees that you can use, so use them sparingly and single target the boss down as quick as you can to prevent yourself from being overrun. Okay, Malison goes down. We check this room for a weapon on the ground. We found this Gressel looking one in the far back, and then move back to the antechamber and clear to this next big room, the Pit of Criminals. We clear this whole room full of trash, so move slowly through the darkness, clearing everything you can, and then head up the stairs because we'll enter the library. There's a neat little jump puzzle leading to a chest on top of this bookcase, and you can head through the secret bookshelf to a room back here where there are some NPCs we can talk to. Okay, I can't quite be sure here, but I think in order to summon this next boss, Karen, the Lich boss, you'll need to kill most of the other bosses in this place. I'm not sure the trigger, but I think that is it. So head back down to the pit and look for a book now in front of the green altar here. Use it and summon Karazhan. Now this guy is a bit difficult. Whoever actively has the torch will begin to get stacks of a fire damage dot that stacks up over time, so you're going to want to swap off who has the torch between your party members by right-clicking the buff, and then a new player right-clicks the floating torch, lest you overwhelm your healers. He'll also fear everyone, which is annoying, and randomly mind control a player, so DPS them down to under 50% to break that mind control. Finally, he'll put a chains of ice on a player that you'll need a DPS to break them free, and this can be difficult sometimes because you're occasionally out of range of the light from your torch, so they may be tough to see. Look at your minimap and communicate if that happens. Alright, Karazhan goes down. Now from here, ideally, you've collected all 3 mysterious relics, the sword, the staff, and the scythe, and we'll head back up to the Death Knight Forge room area where you fought whatever mad prisoner you selected and go to these various rooms depositing your relics. Once they're all placed, you'll summon the Dark Rider boss. Now this guy is a bit bugged, but is still quite killable. You'll want to avoid the red lines of charging Dark Riders on the ground, and additionally he'll summon an apparition that only one player can see. That player must kill it as soon as possible, so even healers will be looking to DPS it if they do see it, and kill it or you'll wipe your group. Additionally, at 75, 50, and 25% HP, he'll disappear and rush to the back of the room by the blue skull door and summon mirror images of himself, rushing across the room. You'll want to pick one of these and DPS it, dismounting him and continuing the fight. Now, this guy, like I said, was a bit bugged on day 1, so if the strats change, I'll update you in the description. Okay, well that is it for Kara Crypts, or at least that's as much as I know after a day or 2 of testing and learning. I'm 1000% sure that there are more secrets in this place, so if I missed anything or got anything wrong, please do let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this place as much as I did. Blizzard, great job, and I'll see you guys really soon for some more Season of Discovery content.